Hey, Dylan, you had a question. You want to verbalize it?
Yeah, thanks, Sid. I recently went through the CEO Shadow program and watched you interact with lots of amazing people, and also interact um, with, or I don't know, be a CEO. And I think that was profound for me. And so I'm wondering, how do I train to be someone like that down the road, unspecified timeline, but what could I be doing every day or start doing today to start down that path?
Um, yeah, I think there's it's kind of two avenues, not mutually exclusive, but one of them is to have a kind of um, move up in the corporate hierarchy, and at some point, um, either get the CEO role there, or kind of make a move to another company where there's a CEO role available, probably a smaller company typically. Um, the other one is to start a company yourself, probably with someone you know, and one of you will have to assume the CEO role. That's a quicker path, but more difficult. Well, with a lot of risk of not being successful in it. Um, which one do you want to discuss further?
Well, I love my job at GitLab. Obviously, I think what is there's so many benefits keeping me here. I think I understand what the corporate kind of ladder would be like, or corporate path would be, but uh, I guess what would it be like if I went and pursued something by myself? It feels like that's a quicker path, not necessarily that it needs to be quicker, but I'm just curious. Like, it
Yeah,
seems like going and running your own company, you just learn and do it, and then all of a sudden, someone wants you to work for them someday, even if you fail. So it's like fail
yeah,
or not, you're going to be on a path.
yeah. I think it's a even if you fail, it tends to be something that people don't regret doing afterwards. You're a senior product manager in distribution, so you have a lot of technical chops, um, but probably you want to start a company with a CTO co-founder, and that'd be ideal. Um, then it's like what to work on. I personally really like open source because you can see kind of how popular something is in advance. Um, and there's still a lot of open source projects that are quite popular, but there's no company around them. So yeah, I guess that's what I did with GitLab. So that's an avenue. Um, it's also these potential CTOs. They are probably kind of starting projects um, all the time that might be interesting. And I think then for you, the challenge is to recognize that early, whether that external project or that project started in your friend group. I think both have worked. So I would kind of nourish the potential CTO people in your friend group, hang out with them more, talk about their interests, follow what they're up to, um, but also kind of look at existing projects where people are very active and kind of build relationships with them. Um, and then I think you have a unique advantage. You work at a company today, so you have a lot more insight about what customers want that is not available to everyone. So I would try to get more exposure to customers at GitLab. That's something we encourage anyway. We want to get results for customers. So everyone's going to be happy if you talk to customers more. But in addition to benefiting the customer and GitLab Inc., I think it would be a triple win because it would also benefit you personally. So, and I think your manager will be very excited if you tell them you want to get in front of customers more.
Sure. Now, I suppose outside of starting your own company, what um, sort of intangible or soft skills that even in my current role, that you as CEO of GitLab right now would be like, Dylan, we have to have Dylan for this role, or we have to uh, have Dylan for this new project. Like, what are those things that make you look at someone and say that person is doing it, or they have it, or whatever that it is.
For startup CEO, what sets them apart is speed of execution. There's a gazillion soft skills you need to acquire.
Sure.
One of the hardest ones to acquire and one of the best indicators is speed of moving. Like, I don't know, you had a new release. Is your pricing page already up to date? How frequently do you release new features? The customer has a problem. How quickly are you to address it? How quick are you to hire a great person? How quick are you to let go people who aren't turn out not to be a fit? How consistent are you in your investor updates? All those things are indicators of later success.
Yeah. So, in my current role, is it just solving issues that come up, either Josh asking me, or you? I mean, obviously, I go look at the graviton issue that we talked about earlier, but yeah, I mean, is it just demonstrating again and again, and then somehow folks take notice, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. So it's like, yeah, quick follow up is great. Um, I think the other thing is having a really good internal compass of what to work on, what makes a difference for GitLab, what makes us kind of, I don't know, more revenue, more margin quickly. It's if you make quick progress on the wrong things, that's not very helpful. So I think great CEOs also have a good internal compass of what they should work on. And
Yeah,
also you're working in a company, don't be afraid to promote the work you're doing and call attention to it.
gotcha. That's a good one. I feel like I don't do that often enough.
Yeah,
Now,
we talked about the Graviton support. You can probably put a dollar number on how much that would save us, how much that can save our customers.
that's true. I'll go do that. I mean, that's a great action to take away from this. Now, in terms of, I guess, my own personal idea was seeking mentors, but I mean, is that a good idea? Is that something you found value in when you were, I guess, starting up, or for myself, who's not looking to leave GitLab. Like I said before, I love GitLab. So, is seeking mentors the path? Obviously, I love Josh, and he's a mentor, but should I be seeking mentors outside of the product area, or is that a toss up, I guess, on value?
Yeah. Well, first make sure if you seek mentors, you don't like ask people like, hey, do you want to be my mentor? But like keep the ask smaller for them and
Okay,
just ask for advice or coffee like this, right? There's also a mentoring call, awkwardly live streamed to the
that's okay.
whole world, but me having a stry in my eye, but whatever. So don't make too big of an ask because that makes it hard to say yes. Just follow up regularly and they'll become a mentor. You never have to ask them. These people just become it over time. For me, very helpful mentors were like early investors. So like if you start a company, that's a direction. And then you also have budget for CEO coach and you can reward them with stock. So those things will come. So I think for you, it's very important to find a project and a CTO. And sometimes the project comes with a CTO if you find an external successful project, and sometimes it's your friend group of potential CTOs who you want to nurture. And then I think the most important mentor in the beginning is can be Y Combinator. That was a great experience for us. I recommend that. So I think if you have an idea or an open source project to base it on, a CTO, you have some early traction, you can get into YC, and from there, finding advice and mentors is going to be way easier than it would otherwise be.
Got it. Yeah, I think I've sought mentors in the past, and I think I have just asked, "Will you be my mentor?" And I think that was always a big question. So I think that in itself is great advice.
Yeah, so don't ask for it. Just
Yeah.
just just ask, keep asking them for advice and make it worth their while.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Sid, do you want to set up a coffee chat every 2 weeks? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, no, but that's the ask. Very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I think that answered all my questions. The very helpful too. Yeah, I think the word I was looking for was existential crisis, but it wasn't really a crisis. I was just thinking, here I am in this moment in time, and I was viewing the person that I wanted to be. Like some of the board members, I was able to listen in on. I mean, these are amazing people. So I was just thinking, how do I? It's going to take years. I know that, but I have to, start directing
Yeah.
myself down that path. So
And the nice thing about working for a company is that your ambitions, and your growth are also your manager's responsibility. So don't be afraid to voice this long-term ambition to your manager and see how they can help you
yeah,
work towards this.
yeah. I, well,
Awesome.
I